Good morning and welcome to the regularly scheduled meeting of your Los Angeles City Council. Today is Tuesday, the 11th day of February 2025. I will note for the on-time caucus of the council, it is 14 minutes after 10. We try to start at 10 o'clock every day. My name is Marqueezy Harris-Dawson. I serve as the president of this council. Public comment will be taken in chambers this morning. Mr. Clerk, let's begin our proceedings by calling the roll.
Blumenfield, Harris-Dawson, Hernandez, Hutt, Jurado, Lee, McCosker, Nazarian, Padilla, Park, Price, Rahman, Rodriguez, Soto, Martinez, Yaroslavsky. 10 members present and a quorum, Mr. President.
Councilmember Hernandez.
Thank you, Council President. Thousands of businesses were lost or interrupted during the wildfires. The impact has been devastating, from small businesses like restaurants and cafes to gardeners and housekeepers. There are countless Angelenos who lost important records and equipment and will now struggle to file their 2025 business taxes. As a city, we have to take action to help them and prevent a second wave of crises. We see the impact of the fires reverberating across the lives of Angelenos. Just as we've been discussing how we can best provide relief to impacted renters and tenants to prevent an eviction crisis, we have to protect the businesses and entrepreneurs who make Los Angeles the city we know and love. It is estimated that this effort will have a roughly $8 million impact in lost tax income. This is a cost well taken in order to prevent a much larger cost on our local economy. By passing measures like this, we bolster our collective safety net and ensure that the protections we are creating actually meet the needs of the people who we are designing them for. Thank you to my colleague, Councilmember Park, for your work on this issue. And colleagues, I ask that you join me in supporting this ordinance. Thank you, and I ask for an aye vote.
Thank you so much, Council Member. Let's open the roll on this item, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
12 ayes.
And Mr. President, there is a request to send item 22 forthwith.
All right, without objection, that'll be the order. What's next?
The council may now move on to public comment.
All right, let's read the rules for public comment into the record and begin our session.
Yes, Mr. President. To people providing public comment, when it is your turn to speak, please state which of the agenda items you'd like to speak to.
Good morning. I'm speaking on items 12, 24, and 25, and general public comment.
Okay, so you have 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general. Go ahead.
I formally protest Dawson's corrupt Brown Act violations and will speak on items as I mentioned. Item 12 is, in my opinion, a perfect example of the criminally insane corruption and incompetence of the LA City Council being the most corrupt local government in the history of the United States. This motion is financing of $18 million for 53 units. That amounts to $393,600 per unit for this project, compared to the $750,000 per unit corrupt, sleazy Harris-Dawson and most of the other indicted or booted out criminals were approving daily, even though I don't see in the motion that this project is designated affordable. I don't believe Mr. Soto Martinez would ever put his name on a corrupt project costing $750,000 per unit. Unlike corrupt Dawson and indicted Curran Price, who should not be allowed to vote on this item. Item 24, resolution to remove property 2016 South Bedford Street from the REAP account. In my opinion, this is beneficial because it gets the property out of the REAP system, where Dawson and indicted criminal Curran Price cannot manipulate it for their extortion and personal benefit. In my opinion, this item should add wording that would return the money that has been collected from its REAP account and add it to the fire department budget to repair the 15% of the inoperable fire department emergency vehicles, so our city won't burn to the ground via sleazy council incompetence. Item 25, resolution, is to remove 2103 South 3rd Avenue from the REAP program. In my opinion, the money siphoned from the property owner by vote of indicted criminal Curran Price should either be returned to them or the funds should be given to the LA Fire Department with altered resolution wording to repair the 15% of the inoperable fire department emergency vehicles so our city won't burn to the ground. Again, via Sleazy Council incompetence. Item 25, in fact, I protest the fact that there is nothing in this motion, nor any of today's motions of this incompetent and corrupt Council President Dawson that addresses any of the city's massive problems. And I hear everyone else. Anyway, general public comment.
Okay,
The
so
LA
you have 1
City
minute.
Council is the most corrupt local government in the history of the United States. I demand that phone-in public comment be immediately restored by the extremely short, corrupt little man, sleazy Marqueezy-Dawson. The public that cannot physically come down here to this clown show are having their rights violated. Los Angeles fire damage is $275 billion. The city is broke from incompetence and corruption, and not a single word in this agenda about the homeless epidemic. The fire disaster and the homeless epidemic are caused by council incompetence and corruption. Look at Dawson. The black community has zero representation from these black clown criminals, Dawson, indicted Price, and Hutt. That's what I think.
Willis Avenue, number 10. Solo hay una conexión temporal, no de Willis, ¿ok? Yo viví en Willis 15 años. ¿Dónde está el traductor?
I live in Willis for 15 years.
Okay. Yo no tengo suficiente como para leer ese libro que yo quiero compartir. Ese libro tan inteligente, cómo protegerse de cáncer, de los torres 5G. Okay?
I do not have enough money to read this valuable book that I would like to share, How to Protect from Cancer.
Quiero compartir con ustedes este libro gigantesco de Ron Johnson, un autor favorito en el pasado. Leí 2 libros, pero no comporta mis ideas izquierdistas.
I would like to share this book from Ron Johnson, one of the favorite author. In the past, I have read 2 books from him, but it does not share my leftist ideas.
So, Speaker, I'm going to move you to general public comment because it seems like you're done with the
Okay,
item
I'm going
and
on,
now
yes.
talking about the
De
book.
hecho, él cree en Dios y odia a los izquierdistas, este autor. No importa a mí, porque nosotros los dos tenemos en común que hay un genocidio, ¿ok? Él dice, hay un genocidio. Yo tengo 20 amigos que murieron de cáncer, ¿ok? No es casual, ¿ok? Y es el gobierno que tiene torres 5G, ¿ok? Yo tengo T-Mobile y tengo 5G también.
Un momento, por favor.
In fact, he believes in God and he hates the leftist. However, both of us have common things, and he mentioned that there was a genocide. I have 20 friends who died from cancer. I have T-Mobile, and I do not have the 5G network.
Él explica en 51 páginas cómo protegerse de cáncer, ¿ok? A cada página, otro método para protegerse de cáncer.
He explains in 51 pages how to protect yourself from cancer. Each page mentions that.
Gracias, ok. Y arriba con Ron Johnson.
Johnson, may he live forever, Johnson.
Good morning, Speaker. Which items would you like to speak to?
Just general comment.
Okay, we can hear you now. So you have 1
Okay.
minute. Go ahead.
My name is Ann Job, and I live in Sylmar. And on my way in, I was listening to KCRW, and I want to commend Councilwoman Hernandez for her comments about MacArthur Park and your position on that. Thank you. I'm really here in support of the young people who have been marching and who have been telling us to be accepting of everyone, and it's reminiscent of my youth. when I was marching against the war in Vietnam and against segregation. And I applaud them. And now I might need to apologize to you for this, but here I go. Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to be free, your wretched refuse of the teeming shore.
Oh, Speaker, I'm sorry. Well, we can appreciate a good song. We have to give everyone the same amount of time, so your time has expired. Next speaker.
Good morning. I'd like to speak general public comment on item 23, which I believe is already passed.
Oh, okay. You have 1 minute for the item and then 1 minute for general if you need it. Go ahead.
Thank you. Good morning,
Just 1
everyone.
minute.
My name is James Finney Conlon, and I represent the LA Area Chamber of Commerce. I'm here to humbly and graciously thank Councilmember Eunice Hernandez for her amendments to item 23 to thoughtfully and equitably address how we create eligibility for small businesses relieving tax relief. I really appreciate her leadership, and I wanted to take some time just to thank her and to thank what the city is doing with regards to creating a more comprehensive tax relief for local businesses impacted by the wildfire. Thank you again.
General public comment.
Okay, you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
It's very unfortunate that at some of the shelters today, there's a lot of thievery going on. Sometimes the thievery is so fast you can't see the item that was stolen taken from you. It's very unfortunate, but there's a lot of thievery in some of these shelters.
Good morning. You have 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general public comment. Go ahead.
All right. Good morning. Let's start with item number 1. 假如把犯得起的错，能错的都错过，应该还来得及去悔过。假如没把一切说破，那一场小风波，将一笑带过。在感情面前讲什么自我，要得过且过才好过。全都怪我，不该沉默是沉默，该勇敢是软弱。如果不是我 ，Item number 2， 误会自己洒脱，让我们难过。可当初的你和现在的我，假如重来过，倘若那天。把该说的话好好说，该体谅的不执着。如果那天我不受情绪挑拨，你会怎么做？那么多如果，可能如果我，可惜没如果，只剩下结果。你在身边就是缘，缘分写在3生石上面，爱有1/10天，宁愿我就葬在这一天。Item number 3， 圈圈圆圆圈圈，天天年年天天的我，深深看你的脸，生气的温柔，埋怨的温柔的脸，不懂爱恨情仇煎熬的我们，都以为相爱就像风云的善变，相信爱一天抵过永远，在这一刹那冻结了时间，不懂怎么表现温柔的我们，还以为殉情只是古老的传言，离愁能有多痛，痛有多浓，当梦被埋在江南烟雨中，心碎 对了才懂。风到这里90年，念住过客的思念，遇到了这里缠成线，缠着我们留恋人世间。General public comment. So right now I am having concern about the crime status in the city of LA because I learned, city attorney, in the past that any single person can randomly take over the freeway. And then that's totally okay. So everybody can ignore the traffic law. That is considered okay. And then in the past, I learned everybody can come into the city illegally. That's considered as okay because our council member, President Harris-Dawson, will continue to break them. So, Mr. City Attorney, if we can ignore the immigration law, everybody can be a criminal. If everybody can ignore the traffic law, everybody can be a criminal. If we can ignore all of those laws, why do we have to respect the law in the first place? So, Mr. City Attorney, I want to go take over the 110 freeway later today. I want to make sure that you do not dispatch the LAPD to arrest me because I'm so confused. Do we need to follow the law?
Speaker, your time has expired.
There are no other people on the queue.
All right, that concludes public comment for this session. Thank you to everybody who came and shared with us today. Mr. Clark, what's next?